happens to be George Washington's
Here, Walter, since
1789
she won't eat
Thanksgiving.
this, I'll have to eat this egg roll.
And
Hang on.
I won't be doing it.
Let me grab a bite of this first and see how it is.
Delicious.
Wow.
Did you like it?
That's good.
It's different.
It's very good.
I probably wouldn't order one again.
Don't order it.
Okay. Because I like my egg rolls with mushrooms, as you know, and a little peanut oil. I like Chinese ones.
That's not Chinese. That's American.
You know what? I probably will not be reading this. I forgot how tiny the print is, and even with my glasses on, I'm not able to do it. So we just want to let you know that I do know that it was George Washington that deemed Thanksgiving a holiday in which we thank God for everything that we have here, our bounty,
So go
our
ahead, read
country.
it.
I can't. It's too small.
Oh, do you want me to read it for you?
No, Chef Lair. If it's
Okay.
too small for me, it's
Watch,
way
let
too
me
small
see.
for you.
That's all right. I just use the arm's length here.
I don't think you're going to be able to do it. I should have printed it out, and it's in script on top of it all. So it's going to be a little too hard to read.
Wow. Let's see. Oh, yeah, I can see it over there.
Are you?
Shall I hold it over here?
Here, Renee, can you read this for us?
Probably not.
Let's see if you can read that.
Is that a little small?
It's small.
It's small and fancy because that's
Here,
the way
Gwen.
they wrote back then.
Try a bite.
I've already indulged in this,
try a
Chef
bite.
Larry.
And of course, here's our turkeys.
Ah,
Look at them.
isn't that thing supposed to come out, Chef Larry? And it's not.
Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. This one came out. This one didn't.
Ah,
They get stuck.
well, what's the point?
That they do it for people that
You
don't know how
can't
to
read it,
cook.
Renee?
Whereas it is the duty of all nations to acknowledge the providence of Almighty God, to obey His will, to be grateful for His benefits, and humbly to implore His protection and favor. And whereas both House of Congress have, by their joint committee, requested me to recommend to the people of the United States a day of public thanksgiving and prayer, to be observed by acknowledging with grateful hearts the many and signal favors of Almighty God, especially by affording them an opportunity peaceably to establish a form of government for their safety and happiness. Now, therefore, I do recommend and assign Thursday, the 26th day of November, next, to be devoted by the people of these states to the service of that great and glorious being who is the benefit author of all the good that was, that is, or that will be, that we may then all unite in rendering unto Him our sincere and humble thanks for His kind care and protection of the people of this country previous to their becoming a nation, for the signal and manifold mercies and the favorable interpositions of His providence in the course and conclusion of the late war, for the great degree of tranquility, union, and plenty which we have since enjoyed, for the peaceable and rational manner in which we have been able to establish constitutions of government for our safety and happiness, and particularly the national one was lately instituted for the civil and religious liberty for which we are blessed, and the means we have of acquiring and diffusing useful knowledge, and in general for all the great and various favor for which He has pleased to confer upon us. And also that we may then unite in most humbly offering our prayers and supplications to the great Lord and ruler of the nations, and beseech Him to pardon our national and other transgressions, to enable us, whether in public or private stations, to perform our several and relative duties properly and functionally, to render our national government a blessing to all the people by constantly being a government of wise, just, and constitutional laws, discreetly and faithfully executed and obeyed, to perfect and guide all sovereigns and nations, especially such as have shown kindness to us, and to bless them with good governments, peace, and concord to promote the knowledge and practice of true religion and virtue, and the increase of science among them and us, and generally to grant unto all mankind such a degree of temporal prosperity as he does know to be best. Given unto my hand the city of New York, the day of October A.D. 1789, George Washington.
That was fantastic.
Thank you
You
very
did a
much,
great
Renee. That
job.
was
A
great.
cold read like that was wonderful. And then with the feedback there, I'm shocked that you were able to do it so well. But you know what is really
What
poignant?
feedback went?
Not feedback, but the delay where you've got the radio on and you can hear that, and it's distracting when you're reading.
What to me is that it was all about God and what God has given us.
That's right.
Our country wasn't afraid back then to mention God.
Oh, absolutely not. And we were founded. And when you hear somebody in high office get on and say we're not necessarily a spiritual country, what? We were founded on spiritual principles and on the principle of believing in God, but believing in the God of your choice. Whoever you consider is God, we will respect that. And it's an amazing piece of work here. And you know what I think is a pretty poignant, as I was going to say, about particularly today, he picked November 26th as the next Thanksgiving. Today is November 26th. And it's just a coincidence, of course, but Thanksgiving always falls on a different Thursday, and today happens to be the same one that he mentioned. And I hope everybody is really thinking long and hard about what Thanksgiving is, besides thanking their families and their employers and people who put the food on the table, to thank God.
Correct.
Thank God that we are able to still have a free country.
And our statesmen could really write back then, couldn't
What's
they?
that?
Our statesmen could really write back
Oh,
then.
yeah.
From New York all the way down I-95, and look at the various writings of the statesmen. We were in South Carolina, and where the church, we visited the church where all of the various forums were held. And the writings on the walls there, and the buildings just reek of their passion and how
That's one
much
thing they
they
didn't have
wanted
back then,
this
though.
country to
Was Coca-Cola.
succeed as a capitalistic. You know, that's another thing. We tried to be a socialist country at the very beginning. That was their first experiment. And when they came over, they thought everybody would share in the wealth. Everybody would, the pilgrims. And what they found out is it didn't work, because there were some people who weren't motivated like that. And the more you work...